guys, it's Mrs. C here. I wanted to take a few minutes today and go over some tips, tricks, advice, however you want to call it, for getting out of the door and getting to CC on time. I know for our family, we don't have to be out early very often, so it's not something we just are in a routine in and naturally do. But over the past, I don't know, we've been doing CC like this will be our 7th year now. I've kind of figured out how we can do that at least once a week, be presentable humans once a week. So I just thought I'd share those with you. I'm also kind of reminding myself as we're leading into a new year of what I got perfected. What I felt like by the end of last year, because I think I forget over the summer, even over break sometime, I'm like, how do I do this again? So these are just a few things that work for our family. Hopefully they will help you and they'll help you figure out things that work well for your family. So I'd say the biggest thing for me is the day before our community day. So we meet on Wednesdays. So on Tuesdays, I try my best as much as possible to not plan anything major, especially for the first few weeks of CC, just because I find that there's more prep time involved and I'm just not used to prepping as much. So it takes me longer to do it. And so I try really hard to not plan anything that keeps me out of the house for a long period of time. I might go pick up a grocery order or drop somebody at a practice, but in general, I try to be home for most of the day. And that's in part because I start listening to memory work throughout the day. The kids are wrapping up their school stuff for the week. We're finishing up presentations, trying to make sure that we've got papers done for my essentials kid. And so it just really helps to have that day devoted to being prepped and ready to go on Wednesday. If you can't do that, because not everybody can, maybe just try to schedule yourself a couple hours, either in the evening or maybe even a couple days before, where you know that, okay, this is time that I'm gonna guard to allow me to have time to get prepped for our community day. So in the whole prepping early thing, I, again, as not a morning person, try to do as much as I can the day / the night before so that I don't have to do it in the morning, because I'm more likely to forget it in the morning. It takes more time in the morning and it will stress me out the more things I have to do. So the less I have to do the morning of, the better. So things I will do the day / the night before is when on Tuesday, when we are going to eat lunch and I'm fixing lunch, I will go ahead and get all the kids. We use like the bento boxes for them. I'll get all their bento boxes out and we'll go ahead and fix all their lunches for the Wednesday. Well, and what they will help me with that sometimes. Sometimes I just kind of do it for them. Just kind of depends on what we have going on. My oldest is getting to where she likes to pack her own lunch now, but generally that's when I will get everything out. And while I'm doing that and fixing lunches, I will have the boys be getting their snacks ready, getting all those put into their backpacks. So they are packed, done, ready to go, and put in the backpacks so we don't have to grab them in the morning. They're already where they're supposed to be. We, in general, won't put our lunch boxes, like our lunches in our lunch boxes and everything until the morning of, just because we add ice packs and they need to stay refrigerated and all that. But we try to pack as much as we can. After that, at the end of our school day, we make sure that our presentations are done, put in our backpack, any props are put in our backpack, all that's ready to go. And because I wasn't in class with my sons last year, I made sure to go over where it was in their backpack, because I have had a couple times where there was something in their backpack, but they didn't realize what pocket it was in or whatever. So I just go over that with them and make sure they're set. Then also the night before, everybody gets showers so that is done and we don't, offend with our odors for CC. So everybody gets showers, and while the kids are showering and stuff, I lay out all their clothes the night before. Again, my oldest, she's getting where she can do all this herself. The boys are not quite up to par on the outfits that they pick out, so I will lay it out. Also, I will, look up the weather and see if we're gonna need a jacket or a sweatshirt or what all we're gonna need, and get that all laid out, and they know where their clothes are. So when they get up the next morning, they can just go straight into getting dressed. And then I also lay out my own clothes, and for my littlest, she's gonna be going to my mom's during the day. So I will have all of her stuff laid out. My husband takes her, so I will have all of her stuff laid out and have her backpack and all that ready to go so that he doesn't have to do all of that. Then let's see. Yeah, so I also shower the night before. I know some of you like can't do that. You have to shower in the morning, but again, I'm just trying to eliminate the things that I need to do the morning of. So I do that and I will shower, and then after the kids go to bed, and then I prep all of my tutor stuff. It doesn't take me as long, but I used to plan a couple hours and do that, and that was the only time, with especially with little kids, that I could have my board laid out in the floor and not have little feet walk across it. So I've just always been one that's planned the night before. Some of you are much more organized than I am, and you will plan weeks in advance, and so kudos to you. But so the night before, I have my board all written out. Sometimes I will kind of write it out in the day, like maybe during Olivia's nap time, because the other ones are old enough now where they know that they will be smote if they walk on my board. But I will kind of sometimes do it in the day, but a lot of times it's at night. And while I'm writing out my board, I'm listening to memory work, kind of thinking through what I want to do. I'm writing notes in my planner, and then I will go over all of the science. If we have videos to rewatch to kind of refresh our brains, or art, I go over all of that stuff and get all prepped, pack everything in my bag, including my board, get everything into my van. I have a wagon that I take to CC, and I try to pack everything in there that I will need for the next day as much as I can. Obviously, again, things that need to be refrigerated or whatever, they don't go in until the morning of. But my board, my tutor bag, I'm trying to think of what else I'll put in there. Oh, like I send all of our essential stuff. That is all in the car ready to go for the morning. Let's see here. So that's pretty much everything that I do the day before. Like I said, anything that I can possibly do the day before, I will do the day before. So then the morning of, I have alarms that go off like every 15 minutes. And the point of that is not that I can continue to sleep for 15 extra minutes. It's to help me stay on track of where we need to be to make sure we are going to get out the door on time. So I have my first alarm that goes off is for me to get up and start getting ready. So I have 15 minutes before I get the kids up to kind of get myself going and put together. And again, I've laid out all my clothes the night before. I've already had my shower. So it's really just 15 minutes to throw in some makeup, fix my hair, throw on my clothes, and then it's time to go get the kids up. So when my second alarm goes off, I go and wake all the kids up. They're pretty good about getting up and getting out of bed. So I don't generally have to like hang around and make sure they're getting up, because they're very excited for CC days and their clothes are already there, so they can get up, get dressed, and do that. And while they're doing that, I come downstairs and I get breakfast started. And we have the same thing for breakfast pretty much every week, and everybody has the same thing, and they know that's what we're having, and we're not arguing about it. So we generally have oatmeal every week. It's just because it's something I can, again, prep the night before. So I actually will have the bowls out, have the oatmeal measured out, have everything like ready to go. And so I can just put the water in, pop them in the microwave, because I don't do the overnight oat thing. Put it in the microwave, and then it's ready to go for them. So they will come down as they're getting dressed. If theirs doesn't happen to be ready, they go ahead and get their shoes on and stuff. But generally by the time they're coming down being dressed, there's oatmeal on the table ready to go, and everybody eats their breakfast. Once breakfast is done, then it's get your lunches packed in your backpacks, get your ice pack, make sure everything's put in there, get your shoes on. And I have I think it's my third alarm that goes off, and that is our like start getting everything into the car, make sure your water bottles are filled up, and everybody starts moving towards the car. So my last alarm is the like you better be pulling out of the driveway or you're going to be late alarm. So generally, fingers crossed, most of the time that one's going off while I'm in the car. And that just helps me stay on track and know like, oh, we're running behind, we need to hurry up, or okay, hey, it's time for me to remind you guys that we need to be doing this. I do that on Sundays for getting ready for church, anytime we have like an early doctor's appointment. And again, that just helps me keep moving, because like I said, I'm not a morning person. I'm slow in the morning. I like to take my time becoming a fully functioning adult. I don't know if I've ever become a fully functioning adult, but as fully functioning and close to an adult as I can be, I like to take my time doing that in the morning. So, yeah, that's pretty much the only things that I had. I tried to write down so I could remember everything for you guys, but I would, again, just try to do as much as you can the night before. Try to make it a point to get to community, not just on time, but early. Give yourself a buffer in there, because it is so wonderful to get there early enough that you can visit and say hello, especially if you're a Foundations only family, because really the only time you're gonna have is lunch after that, and lunch can be hectic as a mom. You know, you're trying to feed kids and make sure they're where they're supposed to be, and you've been in class, and so having some time in the morning, even if it's just a few minutes, to say hello to everybody and greet everybody, and then make sure you're ready to go for morning announcements. It's important, and it helps really set the tone for the day. And as a tutor, giving yourself plenty of time to get there, get your class set up, feel like you are mentally ready to go for the day, prep for the day. And I think it sets a really good tone for your class. So I hope these ideas were helpful. I hope you guys found something in here that helps you make your community mornings better. And I will see you guys back soon with some more Cycle 2 videos. Bye.